What is up, Mastadon here for the EDM first reaction for June 29, 2018. You already know all the hottest EDM first reactions right here. Timestamps are going to be below in the comments, so if you want to skip around to any songs, feel free to do that. So let's get right into it with AI by Kid. Swagalicious Acid House track by Kid. Did not expect that song at all. And as far as people in the Americas, I haven't really heard anyone do Acid House at that low tempo. There's more something you would hear from Gustavo Stein, Boys Noise, just something I would expect more from a European artist. But I think Kid did a great job of having those different bass sounds, but then also keeping with his sort of aesthetic, his sort of style. Really dope track, really shows some of Kid's versatility. Big fan of this song. Next up is To The Max by Yellowclaw.
Yellowclaw just said my line.
I don't know what the sample is. Ooh! This is an Amsterdam twerk, volume 3 shit.
Yellowclaw just hit my blunt. They know all my shit is fire. If you need it, what you want.
Very danceable, super danceable. To The Max Yellowclaw is a great twerk anthem, but then also I think a great sort of celebratory turn song, regardless of its venue. Definitely gonna keep listening to this one. Next up is Dancing Alone by Axwell and Ingrosso. 2008, where are we at? This vocalist almost sounds exactly like Usher. Damn, you really don't need much, do you? Wow, we are 3 for 3 so far. The chords and the sounds themselves. That soul vocal sounds like Usher from, I don't know, like David Guetta's like second album. I think any rave or dance fan, regardless of generation or whatever year you're necessarily doing that kind of stuff, can really get into this song. So this is really dope and I hope it gets a lot of love. Next up is Machete by Mastadon. I wasn't ready! It's like 10 seconds into the song! There's a Takashi sample in there too, which is hilarious and aggressive.
They call him Machete.
The most genius part of the song is the fact that it's called Machete. Even though I hate when dubstep songs are compared to just Transformers doing some shit, but this literally sounds like Optimus Prime just taking a machete and cutting up a bunch of fruit and slicing and dicing it at a rapid pace. Next up is Hex by REZZ and 1788L. Snare bell. Nice. I think if you're a REZZ or a 1788L fan, you're definitely gonna like this track a lot. One thing I noticed is the elements of what was REZZ's contribution and what was 1788L's contribution was fairly obvious in the song. Sort of the drops, especially the first one, was straight 1788L. The interludes was pretty much REZZ except for some of the builds and fills. Personally, I think it's a pretty solid track, but I think I have a couple 1788L songs and REZZ songs that I like more. Next up is Bling Bling by Malaa. Hey! So this song has that usual Malaa swagger, but I thought the lead was a little silly. So this song kind of reminds me of some Tony Romero songs that released on Confession recently, but he committed a little bit more to that silliness. I don't know if the vibes are going to be kind of offset when it's played live because you think it's going to be something a bit more aggressive and hard. But I kind of like the song. I think it's funny. Definitely not one of my favorites from this week. However, it'll probably be going in a couple playlists. Next up is Without You by Slushii. First off, a future bass house drop without the super high pitched vocal is amazing. I love it. I like synths are great. I thought the bass line and then also the filter on the main vocal. I might be tripping because I've been listening to Sophie's new album, but the sound's somewhat PC music sounding and something I really like. Makes it a little bit more eccentric. So I think this is really, really dope. Everything about the song's really happy. Probably one of my favorite Slushii songs in a while, even including that album that dropped a couple months ago. Next up is Tisoki's remix of Lick It by Valentino Khan. As far as all of the Valentino Khan remixes we've heard so far, I think this is the most readily available banger. It comes on and it has that energy from beginning to back. It's definitely a simpler trap song, but I think it complemented the sample really well. Made it very juvenile and bangery. So where the song lacks creativity, I think it has a lot of utility. So I'll give the song 2 thumbs up. Next is And21's remix of The Dawn Part 1 by Pendulum. Shout out to Zavi, he has a really good remix of this out right now on SoundCloud. Oh, into it. How many layers are on his face? It's kind of like too dirty. You don't gotta do much. Alright, I'm gonna turn it off. I think the decision by And21 to make this into an Ibiza pool party summer banger was really its biggest mistake. I don't think the original is that kind of song anyway. And also I think the synthesis of the main bass sound was not good. Really, really not groovy at all. And one example I can point to is Calvin Harris's remix of a Halsey song from a month ago. Just the brass sample, super clean, super groovy. This song, not too much. Pretty disappointed. Next up is World of Our Own by LZRD. I think LZRD has a great anthem on their hands here. Really clean, big sound. I think the vocalist did a good enough job to fit that role. Really dope track. Next is Shake the Ground by Kill the Noise and Snails. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be crazy live. Holy shit. Hey! Okay. tempo switch up. Another tempo switch up. What? Yeah. That's exactly what I was hoping a Snails Kill Those collab would be like. Almost the smoothest fusion of metal and EDM that I've heard. The tempo switch ups, the bass selections, the rock and roll drum patterns, everything fused super clean. This is a big track. I can see it also working really well live. Kind of everyone chanting Shake the Ground. This song might be the throwing elbows of 2018. I don't think you can ask much more from a sort of dubstep metal banger. I haven't quite heard anything on this plane of energy, so this song's dope. Last song is Down on Love. Shawty is killing it right now. Ooh. Who's on the song? Moxie? That's insane. I didn't expect Moxie to be on this song. This is definitely a London garage inspired track. It's already in my head, and we're not even done with the songs. I don't know who that singer was, but Cash Money. I did not expect that song from Yellowclaw. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't heard them have that sort of swing house tempo. I think maybe it could have done without the chord lead section after the hook. Sort of chords were a little bit out of place, but that might be just something that I'm just not used to. Overall, big fan of the song. I know we were a little late on this new Yellowclaw album, New Blood. However, there's definitely a couple good songs on it, To the Max and Down on Love definitely being two of those. But overall, very, very clean week. Not too many songs that I didn't like. So super excited to be playing these songs over the weekends. What was your guys' favorite songs of the week? Did I miss any songs? Let me know below. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. This has been a EDM first reaction for June 29th, 2018. Catch you guys next time.